welcome to the Super Combo Podcast. I am Espira, your host, and today I'm joined by TheEgMan.
Hello.
And Android.
Oh, hey, I'm back.
You made the right choice putting me first. I was going to see how the 50-50 went. So.
This guy gets 1,000 subs.
So, just to give you guys a quick rundown, this is going to be a podcast focused on just about anything and everything coming to the Dragon Ball card game in terms of events, cards, drama, if that's ever a thing. And we're going to try our best. Probably not.
Yeah, when does drama and card games ever mix? Never, right?
Never.
I'll just call TheEgMan a lot of like that.
Just to give you guys a rundown of what we're going to be talking about today. Two big events this weekend, ARG Vegas and PPG Atlanta. So we're going to be discussing about those. And then we're going to be talking about the promos and their impacts on the meta. And not only their impact, but how Bandai is handling the distribution moving forward. And then we're going to hit up our deck of the week, and then we'll do our closeout. So the first one we'll talk about is ARG Vegas, and I'm going to point towards Android because you were at ARG Vegas this weekend.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
so long story short, I went X4. After X2, well, okay, so I went.
There were 8 rounds, correct?
Yes, I didn't start off to a good start. So I went up. So how much do you want to know? Is really one.
Well, just.
There, do you want to really just dig deep on how you went?
I already started off bad. So
well, just you vibe with what you saw, what you ran, your matchups. Just a quick overview, you know.
Okay. Yeah, it was rough. So, my whole thing was that I don't know if I had the right meta call. I think the right meta call was something mid-range or something that was good enough to kill the early game for Broly, because I think that was kind of the thing for Red Blue Huracan, or something that disrupts. And I go over it in the video I'm going to be releasing tomorrow, I think.
Oh.
And I'm going to go over all the decks and all that other stuff. But I mean, that's the thing. That's one thing. The other thing is I brought Broly GT. I've been playing that for quite a while. I got stuck on it, and the whole summary is that I was going to play Baby a long time ago, like about a month ago. As soon as the Baby stuff came out and the Power Boosters came out, I was like, dude, I got to play that. And then I started testing it, and then I released that deck profile. I wasn't going to run the red-yellow version, but I was going to run a mono red. But I didn't have the Power Boosters, so that was one thing. And then I got them, but it was like 3 or 4 days before the regional. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. I've been playing Broly GT. I've been playing everything. I made it into a best-of-3 deck. It's all good. And then the other thing was, like, I was going to play Janemba, but then I realized, like, I don't want to play Janemba Mirrors. And it's probably one of the most boring decks to play. And it's fun milling out the opponent, but, like, after 2 or 3 games, I'm like, dude, this is stupid. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, so, you can't. It's not good for like long tournaments because you'll be exhausted.
It's every single matchup is draining, and the mirror like rips the soul out of my body.
Yeah,
right. And so that was the thing. I was just like, dude, like I want to play Broly, and I want to play something different from Lineage. So I played GT, and the triple flash, like getting out that turn 2, turn 3, and then seeing someone's face of like, wait, what does that do? Because like I guarantee you, like. I can tell you every, like, okay, so there's eight rounds. 6 of them picked up my 3-drop, and 6 of them also picked up my triple flash. And they're like, what does this do? And I was just like, well, it kills you. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but, and also don't pay attention to what it actually says. It's eroded, but deep into the catacombs of the website.
Yeah, I didn't tell them that. That's their job to know. I was like, no counter. I guess I can. Yeah, I guess you can, huh? But I didn't do that. But the other thing was just like restanding him, drawing 2, and then just having access to Global LS and all this other stuff. It just felt good. So I didn't really worry about the meta. I didn't really want to do that. But that was the other thing. I was just like, if I really stopped to think about it, taking time to invest into Baby would have been a good thing. Taking time to invest into Pan would have been a good thing. I love Pan. I would have done that instead. But I brought Broly GT. And I went X4, so I faced 4 Broly. 2 of them were Broly maidens, One of them was Broly. Yeah, right.
Sounds like
Broly.
my kind of tournament.
I know, right? They're scary decks.
Oh yeah.
I 2-1 one of them, and then 2-0 the other one, and then what should we call it? The Broly lineage had swap. I think I got 1-2'd, and then the other one I got 1-2'd. It was a Victory Strike, Hunter Mastery one. So that one was annoying because the first game I took him down to like 2 life, and then he just out comboed me. It was just all bad. The second game I took it like turn 3. Third game he went down to I went down to 2 life. He had 3 open energy. He swung with his leader. He didn't have anything on board with 3 open energy. I was just like, I had a time magic in my hand. I was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna waste it on this. I'm just gonna take the chance and combo out. So he shows a Champa, and then shows like 1 battle card that was like 10k, and then a super combo, I think. And I was just like, well, fuck me, because I could have time magic that. He would have wasted something else, like charging or playing a 2-drop and then Champa, and then I would have comboed out. I would have won that one. So that was salty. I got salty on that, and then so that was 4 Broly, and then I faced 3 Baby Vegeta, which is my worst matchup because the minusing over and over again was just terrible. One person from Crossbow TCG, not Joey, but the other guy, I forgot his name now, but I did a deck profile on him in person, so I don't know how I forgot his name. That's coming out in a couple days.
Well, you forgot his name, so you don't accidentally spoil it.
Yo, exactly.
That's true. That's true. Both cool guys. Joey's awesome. He's awesome. Shout out to them. But the he played Baby. That was a really good one. It was 1-2, very close matches. I beat the other one 2-0, and then I think my 4th loss was the other Baby, and then the last one was no. I won 2 of those. Won 3 of the Broly, lost 1 of them. Lost 1 of the Babies, and then my first round was Golden Frieza, which is the untapped draw one. So yeah, that was rough. That was a whole thing. But overall, very cool experience. I met a lot of cool people. It was ran relatively well. Wasn't like Core TCG where you had to wait there forever. There was like a lot of stupid rules, all that other stuff. But
yeah, ARG is usually pretty good at this kind of stuff. So
they're all right. My friend did not go. Shout out to Michael. He did not go at all because it was ran by ARG. And
really?
I was just like, "Who touched you?"
Damn, that is some spite right there. Like,
I was like, who hurt you? Because like, yeah, I was just like, whatever. But overall, really cool. The best one event, I don't know. I think I went X3, X2, one of those. I didn't top. Okay, I got 29th. So like, I didn't really care. I just went there to have fun.
Best of 1 format.
The best of 1, yeah. I brought Broly
okay.
GT. I just changed it up to like not have answers in it.
Sure.
I also played Caleb from Shenron's Lair. That was a good match. She played Baby. I won that one, so at least I can say that. And then I beat a team member. Other than that, man, like it was cool. It like I love when events come to Vegas. I'm always gonna go to them. If they're ever gonna be in California, I'm gonna go to them. Which leads to, of course, the celebrations, right? Which I'm sure we're going to talk about sometime or another.
Yep.
Yes, definitely.
Those are going to be upcoming. First one happening March 2nd and 3rd in Montreal, and I will be going to that one as I come from the cold-ass north. Going to be bringing over a couple of... Going to be bringing over a couple of deck techs from what I see over there. And actually, since we're on the topic of what we're going to see, were you expecting as much Baby as there was? Because when I compare like what... the top 16 from Vegas, there's not a single that topped, whereas when we look at Atlanta, there's like a third of the field that topped as Baby.
And you're talking about Vegas. Top 16. I personally thought there were going to be a lot of Baby, and there was. It's just that it kind of got beat out by Hirudegun, and what was the other one that people kept complaining about playing Baby? I forget. But every time I went to the top tables, there's always one Baby, at least. And in the mid tables, the one next to it, like where I usually was, there's always a Baby to the left or right of me. And there was like a random Yamcha who placed top 8, and I was just like, oh, okay. And that's
per the standard set by nationals, there has to be a one Yamcha and top cut now.
Was there one in nationals?
Yes, there was. I think he got 32nd exactly.
That's crazy. I think he got 8th eighth. I mean,
overall at this
yeah, in
event.
Swiss. I think he got eighth in Swiss, so that's very appropriate.
Yeah,
It's either that or 16th. It's I know that's a huge jump, but still.
But I'm guessing
so.
the Pans probably got the babies kept in check too.
Yeah.
Just anything that can run chain attacks, I know, because baby's kind of like a setup and gain advantage, and so if you reset their advantage and then now they have less life, you're in the lead. So
yeah, there was a lot of blue red Huracan running around.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of Pan running. Oh, I wouldn't say a lot of Pan. I think there was like a good percentage of Pan, but not as much as you would think.
Yeah, there are 3 left in the top cut. So
yeah, Tim, he took top 4, I think.
Yeah, he got third.
Yeah, he got third. My buddy took 17th playing Pan, and yeah, I know.
Pour one out.
When we F in the chat, wherever you are, if you're listening to this, F in the chat. I don't care if
get
you're
a post-it note. Just put an F on it, put it on whatever screen or whatever you're listening to.
Roll down the window and just yell out F, because as soon as we saw those standings, man, we just cried for them a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I had to do it again, I would play Pan. Either Pan and Baby. That was probably the safe choices. And when I was testing Baby, like I said before, I just felt comfortable, felt nice. And yeah, anything that was chain attack really has some prevalence. And with the chain attack and as well as force-seeing hit, that's really the biggest things that we're trying to take down the Broly decks.
Yeah, because Broly just gets a lot of advantage from their life, and so if you reset their advantage while having more life than they do, it's simple. Like from there, it's really easy to see, oh wow, how Broly can start falling behind, even though he has so much stuff going for him.
Yeah, the thing with Broly is that if they have the tools to be able to deal with what you're throwing at them, you need to be able to recognize that and not play, balls to the wall, because you're just going to play yourself to death.
But it's Broly. He's just so angry. He's got to just go for it. Hit their leader a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
See, that was my thing, but I think I was just impatient the whole time. Plus, I didn't build a deck for defense. I built the deck for just going ham and
stop me if you can.
It goes well for like a lot of slower decks. Which, by the way, of all the 8 rounds, have you noticed, I didn't face any Janemba or Shenron. And that's the deck. The deck that the Broly GT deck I built for Shenron and Broly, or Shenron and Janemba. So I put the secret rare in there just in case for Janemba, just so they can take life no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And for Shenron, you turn 3 triple flash, it's pretty much GG. But didn't work, and apparently I'm just dropping coins.
They're dropping coins. Yeah. Even though you didn't face a lot of success with this, I don't think it was like a bad choice. Like a lot of people who go to tournaments, especially like the first tournament of like a new meta, because this is what this weekend more or less was, right? There's a lot of undetermined kind of tier placements of decks and stuff. I don't think it's a bad idea just to go with whatever deck that you're really confident in, and even if you didn't play really well, you still played with what you were good with. And it's also just really early in the season in general, right? Because we've got like a whole another 6 months for like national invites and that kind of thing. So I wouldn't worry about placements that much right now.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. And I think the most difficult thing is to play in something that's not really established. Like we had a good glimpse in Euros, but they play completely different from us. They play like just a different style, a different preference, and everything like that. And I know there's been a lot of talk for that.
Yeah. I still want to talk to the guy who got top 16 with hand control. He didn't run a single negate. I wanted to see what his turns 1, 2, 3 were, because what could he do? He couldn't even like. There's no defense. There wasn't even like striving Son Goku. I was so surprised he did so well.
My understanding of the meta is that it's a lot more mid-rangey, whereas we lean a lot more aggressive, get in your face type of proactive strategies. And actually the Euro Open, a lot of people were calling it out as not being a good indicator of the meta because there was no Gogeta Shenron. But like we're seeing from this top 16 results here, there's only 2 Dragon Ball lists that actually topped. And
there's only at Las Vegas, and one of them was Gogeta.
Yeah, that deck was pretty good, and I'm sure you guys seen the list already, but that one ran Bad Ring, which I saw not only on stream but in person. that being a big detriment. And then he placed. I think he went undefeated. The Gogeta Shenron.
Well, it's because his side deck had the Let's Kill Krillin package. How could you not?
Wow. Oh wow. Oh my. Yeah, man. I agree. And then the other one was the Shenron Vegito. I love that deck. Like as soon as I saw that in round 2, and I was like, bro, I have to get that deck. And then I realized he's on Shenron's lair. I was like,
yeah, I thought the exact same thing, and like, dang it, he's already got somewhere to put his deck list.
Yeah, unfortunate, but oh well. The deck list is actually pretty good. I actually like how it's built.
So something that I kind of noticed between the two events is there was a lot more diversity, I felt like, in the Las Vegas compared to the PPG. And I was wondering, one, if you're a pro player at this event, you had a decision of either going to PPG or going to Las Vegas or being stuck in Kansas. And also
one of 3 options.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's like if East Coast, West Coast, which is best coast, but I feel like there was more of the bigger names went to the PPG event. Is that what do you guys think of that?
I think we both have some good representation on both.
I definitely agree with that.
East and West, but obviously PPG, I mean, it is a PPG event, so
they're gonna have the PPG guys there, like
and you already know the bigger names like Peter Catani and Eddie St. Clair and
Marcel Russell
and Justin Rios,
all those people, which is suspicious.
And then, well, I cannot comment nor disagree with that. The other thing is that if people know those names, I feel like the people who are competitive, who are on the East side, would like to go and try to beat those people. So I feel like that's fine. But then we have Tim, we have Joey, we have me. Shout out to Russell from Scout Report. I actually met him there. He's awesome dude.
Yeah.
And then yep.
And Marcus was there too.
Yeah, I was about to say Marcus, David, Fujimara. Who else? Other people, right? We still got people. There are a lot of people around, but I don't know. It's just I think part of it was PPG just changing their date last minute too. So
yeah, that was something that also I saw people complaining. Like both events were hovering around 150 people.
Yeah.
And so I saw some people like, oh, the end is near. There weren't 200 people, but there are 300 people that showed up to events this weekend, not including people who accidentally, couldn't make to the PPG anymore because the dates changed. And my guess is that there are a lot of people who are planning going on both and couldn't because they're on the same date. So
George Machado was even saying on stream that it was unfortunate that it ended up being on the same weekend as the other event, because naturally you never want to split your player base in half. But even with the split player base, it was really good participation. And so if that's the case, then that just means that we're in a totally fine place in terms of attendance for DB events going forward.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see the celebrations since they're free too.
Oh yeah, I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, because all you really need to do is just make sure that you have transportation and somewhere to stay.
And signed up like a week ago.
Yeah, also that too. The whole sign up process is kind of shit, but
yeah, I'd be interested to see if that does affect numbers or not, because you can't just walk into the event.
Well, technically, if you sign up for 3 and you don't have a third, you can pick up somebody on teams. Okay. But that's from Bandai, and I don't know about singles though. Yeah, I think you're shit out of luck for singles. I think our third teammate did not sign up for singles, so he might be all alone in San Diego, which is not bad. I'm from San Diego, so
worst place to be stuck in.
It's like oh no, sunny and beaches. Oh
yeah, shoot.
What am I gonna do? Oh, really nice downtown. Oh wow.
Yeah, my 3 weaknesses all in one spot. Dang.
Oh jeez.
What else could I want?
Yeah.
Attractive women, no. Just like.
Yeah, but yeah, I think both events went really well, and it really gave me a lot of hope for this meta too. Because for like weeks, I think especially all of us were really susceptible to it, of just people saying, "Oh, it's a tier 1 only meta. It's literally only Gogeta. Cell got limited and nerfed. We're not gonna. His one counter and check is gone. We've got nothing, no defense against this oppressive archetype. What are we gonna do?" Right?
I was like, no. I was like, nah. I mean, I've beat it plenty of times. It's just, it's just you have to change up your playstyle, and you have to understand like, the weaknesses, and Broly's weaknesses, which can be fixed with a blue package or something that you're designing it to not die so early, is early aggro and disruption. That's all you really gotta do.
Yeah,
I think both of us can toot our horns a little bit, because we made videos like, hey guys, don't overreact, and we were right, so we got lucky. But
yeah, I mean, when I did that whole breakdown video, I was just like, there's a lot of options that we have, and you just kind of have to pick the one that you're comfortable with, and then get the answers where you need them.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's why the results became what they were. Like, I think people just realized that, you know what, if you're going up against Shenron, you just have to put pressure and force them to have the answers. Because realistically, they're not really doing anything the first couple of turns anyways. So
my biggest point was just win by turn 4. And what does the Broly deck do? Win on turn 4. Cool. Yeah. Great. You did it. You found the answer. Check your math. Okay, cool. Great. A+.
So
I agree.
And it's just funny that how, even though Crono is a card now, people are like, I don't care, I'm going to jam Shugesh anyways, and I'm just going to make you have it. And it kind of makes me wonder if that's what people should have been doing for a while now with yellow decks anyways. And because I know a lot of discussion was around that, oh yeah, it'll just be, for a while people will play Shugesh, then Crono will show up, and then once people play Crono, they'll show back to Shugesh, and it'll just be a back and forth. So...
And I'm making a video. It's going to release tomorrow, but it'll probably be out by the time this podcast is out too. But my big thesis is that there are a lot of situations that if you get Shugesh to activate once, you win the game, right? Or it puts you into an advantage where you have so much advantage that it's pretty hard to lose from that point on. And I think that could be an issue, and that's why people get greedy. Sure, maybe you only get to do it once every 10 games, but you win that 10th game just because you're running this one card, right?
Yeah. Well, any good yellow deck that runs Shugesh should be able to pilot without it. The Shugesh should just be a bonus on top that, if, like you said, if I'm able to get Shugesh off, it puts me at such an advantage that my opponent can't come back from it.
Yeah. Like for instance, my GT deck, it was just like, I can go off turn 2 if I get Shugesh and if I'm at 4 life, which did happen quite a lot. It was just that if I did get Crono turn 1, which a lot of people just love putting down Crono turn 1, just looking at my face. I'm
crazy.
Like, okay. Like, I understand. I know she exists. Don't worry about it, man. But it just delays. I don't take life that much. I just swing and take life from leader and draw. And I don't take life anything else like otherwise. But that was basically the plan. And then turn 3 or 4, just play the 3-drop and just do everything normally. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Everything that can be played with Shugesh can be played normally, unless you're playing a different color. Which reminds me, I feel like I should have played Broly UI for the best of 1. That was a fun deck. My buddies built us. Yeah, like Sensu Bean, and then the occupational Frieza, and then just the whole UI package. Also, I didn't have any UIs. The SRs. That's another thing. I just don't have random cards, so I just can't play it. Like, I don't know what I'm doing in my life. Like, how do I know all these decks? I just don't have the cards.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Well, you
have all this bulk.
You make so many deck lists, and you think, oh yeah, I totally have that. And going through the bulk, I'm like, wait, where? I can't find it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm also just my organization since National's just gone downhill. I'm just looking at this box of like cards like next to my desk. I'm like, there are probably cards that I need in there. I'll probably be fine. And just 5 minutes before tournament, where is it? I can't find it. Come on, it's one of these stacks.
I mean, at least you have boxes. Like, I'm looking at my desk right now, and there are like 7 half piles of decks of like things I've broken apart
Why?
and pieced together and like rebroken apart. So like all my staples are split among my 5 different piles.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I every time I see that though, I always try to clean up, especially with the girlfriend around. So just trying to.
I just have this one room. I stream in it, and they have Dragon Balls. There's nothing else. It's storage otherwise, so it's fine.
Oh yeah,
must be nice.
Yeah,
this is my personal office. Like this is my space, and I close it off when I walk away, and we're all good.
You
All right.
should consider that Android. We really
eventually.
recommend it.
I'm too lazy to move, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to move.
No, I'm stuck here.
Yeah. How do you guys organize your stuff other than just leaving it there?
Normally I organize stuff when I get it, and so it's pretty like I keep all my original boxes too. So whenever I buy a box of cards, I just keep the box, and so I just put all those cards in those boxes. And so I'm like, okay, approximately, what set am I looking for? Okay, set 5. Here's a box of set 5 stuff. There's a good chance it's in there. But other than that, I just have the like commons, rares, promos, star deck stuff. I've just been using the ultimate box for that. Actually, it's really handy. I don't have enough cards to overflow it, and I think you guys have probably seen the picture where I have all my extra ultimate or legendary flutes that are now worthless.
Yeah, true.
I can just put them in between and divide my cards up with that. So.
Yeah, and the piles are just because they're staples that I keep piecing together, but everything else, bulk just goes in boxes, and then anything that's a foil or a playable staple usually goes in a binder, and that's coordinated by color.
Yeah. Oh, I also have they're like those like $1 deck boxes that just says like deck on it, right? I've got like a yellow, blue, red, green, and black one, and then I just put staples of that color in there. And so whenever I just need to be, I need some infernal cells, they're probably going to be in this green deck box. So
yeah,
that's been handy.
Additionally, though, I use the same sleeves for everything. So I double sleeve all my decks, and they're all using the same white dragon shield sleeves. So it makes it easy to pivot from one deck to another.
All right, just be careful not to pull a young Batman. All right, you gotta.
Yeah, no, they're very clearly not marked.
Okay.
4-1 for the homie.
Yeah. Well, just make sure they're all exactly as used as the other ones. That's what he got.
Yeah, a trick I learned from Magic is taking my sideboard sleeves and switching them in halfway through the event, just so they get the same shuffling.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So pivoting back, so we saw lots of baby at these events, and so is this just because people remembered that baby existed, or the promo being able to get off the Apocalypse Grudge that much earlier makes that much of an impact into the deck?
Well, Eggman, you can say it if you want to say it.
So I didn't watch. I don't have a lot of like actual match knowledge of the events, but from my assumption of knowing how the decks work, would you guys say that less than half the time people actually got the 6 drop off? Would that be accurate to you guys, or
it wasn't super often from what I saw?
Yes. Okay. That's kind of what I half saw, half assumed for what I didn't see. And
wait,
I think the 6 drop Great Ape.
Oh,
maybe.
Actually,
how often would you say it was less than half or more than half?
Joey's gonna post a deck of his man playing baby because he and I played each other, and during that match he didn't get the baby off at all. Just because just how I play and what my deck was. But he said that he got it off probably every other round at least.
Okay.
Like turn 2, turn 3.
Yeah, and I'd say that it's something that the deck can do, but I don't think it's necessary for the deck.
Yeah,
it's probably matchup dependent too, but in general, I think that baby's just one. I saw a lot of baby at nationals. I played one also. We ended up drawing, but I think it's just been like a really solid archetype for a really long time. Like even when like the original baby, not the Vegeta baby version, that leader. A lot of people were experimenting that, especially because Revenge Death Ball is such a great card, right? And so it's super good. And and also like after image technique is really good against victory strike because it can actually counter it, quote unquote. So there's that as well. So I think it's just been slowly gaining traction for over time, and it's hard to say. Three things that had going into these events are one, it was already strong. Two, it had some new cards to play with, and then three, people didn't know what the format was. Right, there are some new cards with Clash of Fates. There are new, old archetypes such as Storm and Cell Chain that got nerfed, and it was something that was just completely unscathed by any of that. Like it was probably one of the few decks going into February that had more options starting February than beforehand.
Yeah. Not only that, I think all those points, and since it is a new meta, I think the way that you do build baby, especially if it's just either a chain attack variant or mono red, it's whatchamacallit, it's just a solid pick, just like Pan. You can pick up Pan, you can get a solid deck list, like one that's one top 8, top 16 nationals or whatever, and you can take that to a regional, and you'll be fine because it's just so solid. And that really showed in Vegas, where this man's been playing Pan since the beginning of time apparently. And just got that top 4. But the other part of it was that it answers two things. It answers Broly, in which the high and mastery variants with minus Kelly Zone in the main, which a lot of people in PPG and as well as the top 16 for Vegas actually did, and played for seeing hit, and then just disrupt and made sure that's all gone and done. And he can go mid range or aggro, so those are two different things that Baby can do, which does answer Broly. And then the other part of it is that it does answer Janemba in a way that the Great Ape, just having one or two of them, can automatically kill any of the Janembas that they're going to be milling out. So that's the thing. I think that's really the two things to kind of consider for that. I think it doesn't have one thing to kind of also consider is that it doesn't really have too well of a Shenron and Gogeta matchup if you're not meaning Chain Attack Zone. And if you are, well, could have a better chance. It's just that Shenron and Gogeta is kind of annoying.
Yeah, I think those are really some good points, and just in general, it's just a really good, solid mid-range choice. And since the game is kind of, I'd say it's probably a turn slower than it was last month. And just like when people win the game, and just that extra turn to be able to get chain attack off or really disrupt the game is huge.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think overall he's just really good.
Yeah, I think it's the ability to be able to be reactive while also being proactive if you need to, because it can put a lot of pressure early on with a bunch of double striking baby Vegetas.
Yeah, it can survive into the mid game and also has options to win the late game.
And the draw is crazy.
Yeah.
Like if you ever played Vegeta Baby or just in general, the man is crazy. Like it's just wild. So much draw from the chain, and then everything else as far as overwhelm and chain attack targets.
Right. So in terms of promos, Baby definitely showed its proof, and Path to Greatness was obviously hyped since the get-go.
Let's give a Goku card with literally every tag we could think of. How could this go wrong?
But that said, though, Lineage is kind of middling. It's not busting or breaking anything like everyone was expecting it to be. I think it's a good option, but it's definitely something you can deal with. Just because it goes off turn 4.
I'd say it's not impossible, but there are times I will think that the Broly Lineage deck will have the game in their opening hand, that they can just be dealt the winning hand. So I think that can be a little bit of an issue, but I don't think it's not at a point that I'm going to be complaining yet.
Yeah, I think that's why chain attack is super important for that too.
Yes.
I think one card that people are forgetting is Wishes to Purunga too. Like, obviously you need a battle card that matches, but it does the same thing. So,
which I mean, oh man, they have. Oh, I'm thinking of actually Purunga. The Wish to Purunga, so you'd have to have like a 3 drop out or something, which isn't crazy, but.
Yes. So choose one of your opponent's battle cards and yours with the equal cost, ignoring barrier, and then all battle cards in your opponent and your hand shuffling them into the deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what it is.
I always think.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of a cheese to get around it. What was it? Those cards that like choose 2 non-black cards and shuffle them back into your opponent's deck.
Yeah, it's like the devil guy or the guy who like
says
watches over hell.
King Yema.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I thought about using him for cheese because the thing that people forget is the sparking 7 of that Path of Greatness, and I've sometimes seen people who just forget that they don't have 7 cards in the drop area.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what are you trying to do there? But
I mean, that's why a lot of people are playing Fudging Pan. A lot of people are taking in the 2-drop Gene, which are all good choices. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, the Bulmas to be able to throw some stuff in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that you take away a lot of flexibility and versatility, and focusing on one thing, which is kind of not good.
Yes, and can get to pretty boring games. They're like boring meta if you keep losing to the same 3-turn play, right? Like it's I don't see that being bad. But right now it's new, so we don't care that much.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am waiting for the day that you disagree with me. It will be heard around the world. Just like,
I mean, I've seen not only your face but your logo. So those are 2 right there.
Damn.
All right, can we talk about Demigo?
Yeah, we'll talk about Demigo last just because he's actually seeing play. Rudigarn, I think I saw some lists run him, but really he's not doing all that much. For our listeners out there, the Rudigarn promo is a blocker that can come out for, I believe, free if you have one.
And then you can start the Rudigarn EX Evolve.
Yo, I really wanted to play that. I just rebuilt the deck with that engine in Gogeta. Played it a couple times today. After or before Seal, after Seal, I don't know. When it goes off and everything is set up, it's incredibly annoying. It's just like I don't know. It's just like deja vu, you know. I feel like I just did this. And I'm like, yeah, you did. And
that's how I feel like a lot of this game is. It's either you win before turn X, or I get my crazy play off and then I win, right? And so it's one of those decks where if you get to turn 4 and you don't die as Rudigarn, there's a pretty good chance you win.
Pretty much, yeah. That's why I have 12 pseudo combos, combos.
Yes,
which is always fun.
And then the other one is Piccolo, which is a 3-drop that lets you cheat out a 4-drop or less Namekian or Universe 7. Which, in a world where Universe 7 has a ton of synergy, I don't think it's impossible to see, like, okay, I'm going to drop this 4-drop, and then next turn I'm going to do something with it, and if you can't beat it, then you lose. But I don't think that's the world we live in right now.
No. As usual, the Namekians get, like, they saw Path of Greatness. Okay, we have to make a similar card for Namekians. All right, let's, like, negate some attacks and make it not really worth it and stuff like that. Okay, cool, it's a Namekian card now.
Yeah. So finally, the last one is Encroaching Darkness Demigra, and this one is gives all your Demigras in hand with an energy cost 7, gain Xeno Evolve. Specifically 7.
Yes.
Xeno Evolve for 3 costs, and when you play the card, you can't play non-black battle cards for the turn, and your opponent can't attack with cards with original power 10k or less until their next turn. And actually, this will be a great time to pivot to our deck of the week, where someone ended up running a Rudigarn Demigra list, where it's basically just some blue hand control-y good stuff cards, and then the Demigra package of the Dark Control Demigra and Temporal Darkness Demigra. And
yes, that would be Andrew Dovel's list from PPG Atlanta.
Yes. You talked about this list a little bit on your overview video.
I talked about like every list. It was a mistake.
Long 50-minute video. You hit up that video if you want an overview of everything that was played that weekend.
Here's Eggman's fitness plan. Get on a treadmill. Start the video. You can't get off the treadmill till the video's over.
Oh my!
You'll get fit real quick.
Oh
By
my!
real quick, I mean 55 minutes later.
Oh. Well, it's good to note that both Andrew and as well as Jonathan Rodriguez, who's known for playing Modern Blue Hurrican, played a similar list.
Mm-hmm.
They pretty much played, I wouldn't say not card for card, but definitely pretty much the same choices for most of the stuff.
Similarly inspired. And something to keep in mind is that even though Hrudegarn, Storm is pretty much dead in terms of what Hrudegarn does with it, Hrudegarn is still a great leader. He still draws an insane amount of cards, has one of the best super combos in the game. And his flip side, if the game goes long, is devastating. Seeing the same card over and over again is probably one of the most infuriating things you can do. And that's what this Demigra package leans on. So you got the 4-drop Demigra that warps stuff from your opponent's hand, and then the 7-drop Temporal Darkness Demigra, which chooses more cards from your opponent's hand. So really the whole idea is to just keep ripping cards out of your opponent's hand until they have really no options to deal with you. And Demigra is just a solid blue leader. Actually, it's something that we've all noticed when we played Sealed now for the past couple of weeks. And Demigra just gets really out of hand if you just let him be able to pressure you all game long.
Demigra or Hrudegarn is a good leader?
Hrudegarn, my bad.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to say, it's really funny to me, Hrudegarn is such a good leader, but he's one of those things that he's never really used for his own archetype. He's just good across the board, so they stick a bunch of other archetypes in him, and he works out fine still.
Yeah, it's just because it doesn't have a restriction on the battle card on the front end, and the back end is just really good, just for late game. Like when you're trying to get card advantage and make sure you're drawing the right things. That 4 energy and put 1 on top is really good.
Yeah, and his Awakened side is technically a +2 in card advantage because you gain a card and they lose a card, right? So that's really good tempo. Yeah,
I think I'm just gonna go and throw that out there as far as my top 5 video. Literally said that Hrudegarn, the mono blue package, and maybe not the mono blue promo, but baby is not to be slept on. Man, look at that. 6 in the top cuts, huh?
Wow, look at that. Funny.
Yeah, I made a top 10 video, and I put Hrudegarn in the top 5, and people give me 3 negative votes because I didn't put him first because he had Storm, but whatever.
Storm's
I didn't put him number 1 because I said Storm was what carried him, but I was a little wrong.
Wow. But yeah, overall really good. I did mention it before when I was making that video, or I don't know. I made a lot of videos now, but that the 4-drop Demigra, and I think you mentioned it too, can be used in any deck. It's just the restriction for black cards makes it a little limited. But I think the Dark Control Demigra, the other 4-drop, you swinging and then negging a card is really good in correlation with the Phantom Flame Cannon and the backside Hrudegarn. So I think it all comes together really well.
Yeah, I forget. When you Xeno Evolve, does the card go away at the end of the turn? No.
Okay. The
so
card
you have just this big 30k for no reason sticking around,
and you get to warp something, which is really good, just in removal sense.
Yeah.
And then the deck has these funky tech choices, like it has a 1 of Ultimate Fusion Gogeta, which funny enough you can actually Union Fusion into with the Super Combo Goku. And the Unbreakable Super Saiyan Goku, you can fuse with that in the Adult Cost Vegeta.
No, you can't. He's GT.
He's GT? Oh my god.
Yeah. That'd be sick tech though.
Also, I think I got it wrong. The deck that we are looking at, Jonathan Rodriguez, I think I looked at the wrong one back. But both of them are pretty similar, I think.
Right.
Just one of them mains the Gogeta, the other one has 2. But the real tech here is the 2 Splintering Mind.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh yes.
I don't know. I spoke about it in the video for tomorrow, but I didn't.
It will be out by the time this podcast is out. Stop teasing us with videos.
Tomorrow, February 19th.
Yes.
I don't know if they ever got it off. That's the thing. I don't know if they ever really got that off, but it's a cool tech because you can get it out with the Temporal Darkness.
And
So that's cool.
it's the one that warps something when you play it, right?
It when you swing and you have Sparking 7, which is kind of
Well, you need a black leader for that, I thought.
I think. Oh
you
yes,
don't.
you do warp something. Okay, never mind. But yeah,
Yeah.
still pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's just like an extension for yeah, because I was looking at it, like there aren't really a lot of really good 4-drop black only cards. Like the only other good one I could think of is Shenron, which doesn't make a lot of sense because you have to have Sparking to activate as the effect, and you get it off Overwhelm. But I think Dark Control, Demon God, Demigra is fine, and you can even get another of the Encroaching Darkness Demigra. You can just get them right back. Worst case.
Yeah, you can just warp them right into it.
Yeah.
But I think the cool thing about Hurtigun is that early game when you draw one of these Dark Controls or Black Mass Splintering Mind, you can just pitch it and then just make sure that's in there when you do.
Yeah, it's safe for later.
The thing, yeah, it's pretty cool. It sucks that it probably would be broken in the future if it wasn't only black cards. If it was everything else,
yeah,
it'd be pretty sick.
Being able to play just being able to burst something out on turn 4, I think in general is really powerful. So. And having a limit like that, but in general, I really like this deck. It's mostly kind of like mid-range hand control, and I think hand control is one of the better decks coming up into this next format, especially since with Janemba Mill being such a big thing, and a lot of decks right now are like they gain advantage by getting cards from their deck, and Mill really makes you hurt for doing that, and so the alternative route of gaining advantage by making your opponent pitch cards it really hurts Janemba players. So I think that's really good.
Yeah, and I think one thing players are starting to realize is that hand control is great, but you need to put pressure along with that hand control. So that's why cards that do both are actually really handy, which is where like Demigra fits in, because not only are you removing cards from their hand, but you have a 20k beater that's smashing face.
Yeah, and a big 30k beater that's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, him with the Furthering Destruction or Kai.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yep. Yeah. 40k double strike. See what happens.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and close this one off. Just letting everyone know that if you have any questions for myself or my co-hosts, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or for anyone out there in podcast land, tweet at Espira TV using the hashtag SuperComboMailbox, and we'll be sure to answer your questions. So without ado, I'll go off and let my co-hosts tell you where to reach that. So Eggman, where can our audio listeners reach you?
We can find me at Twitter at TheEgMan with an underscore, and there's only one G in Eggman because I'm just really bad at social advertising. I make it a real hike for you to find me. And then also on YouTube, it's Eggman with one G. YouTube will try to correct you and say, no, you meant 2 Gs, but no, it's 1 G by design because I wanted to be edgy. So there we go. I'm edgy.
And make sure you add the because it'll make a big difference in being able to find his videos.
Oh, really? That's an unfortunate thing I didn't know till today.
And Android, where can our people find you?
Yeah, just look around.
Yeah.
Nah. Well, I actually I lost my custom URL for some reason, so I should probably do something about it. I think you can still reach me at youtube.com/c/android, but 2 A's, 2 D's. But if you just type in AANDROIDD, you'll find
me. Or the short code UCF3Z. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not
Whoa. I actually don't have any Twitter, at least for this channel, or anything else like that. I like to keep it on YouTube for now. Just for now,
Yeah, and I would like to give props. Android, your name is also misspelled with wrong amount of letters, but YouTube's like, no, that's fine. 2 A's, 2 D's. We're cool with that. We don't
seems legit.
Better work on that SEO, baby.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Man, I just typed it in. I haven't done a deck engines video in like months. 8 months ago. Oh God.
Yeah.
I should probably do one of those.
Yeah, sets of gone.
Those take forever. Like it takes a good hour to even record it, and then probably a few more hours to edit it. So that's annoying.
It's like reviewing 32 decks at once.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. Maybe I'll do one for set 6. Who knows? Set 6 looks really interesting, so I might just do that. Anyway, yeah, find me there. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to Eggman. Subscribe to Espira whenever he makes one, and then I think we'll be fine. Shout out to everybody that I met in Vegas. Didn't meet a bad person there. Even the people who I thought it's so random because I posted. If you guys saw my mat and stuff when I was prepping at WePlay, a lot of people comment on that. That was cool. But the people who I played commented on that after seeing my mat in person and then on Facebook. And one of the people who was playing Broly Maiden, shout out to you, really not really soft spoken, but like he just didn't seem like he wanted to talk much. But when you do talk to him, he did talk, and he seemed like I think he posted thank you and all this other stuff. So yeah, I think overall the community is really good, and I hope that never changes.
Awesome. And to our listeners, if any of you want to reach out and talk to us, please join us on our Stage Zero Discord server. The links will be in the show notes.
Our Discord now. You hear that, Android? You've finally been pushed off of.
Androids.
I just made it. It just I don't care as long as the whole point of it is just so people can join.
No, I tell everyone I didn't want to make it, so I just leech off.
That makes sense more. That makes more sense right there. That's really good right there.
But yeah, we're all pretty active there, and feel free to just even shoot us private message is on Discord too. So
yeah. And I think join the Discord. Always fun times. I think I don't think I've banned one person actually. Yeah, never mind.
Whoa!
Shouldn't say that too loud.
Working with a badass over here. I gotta really get myself in check.
In the 8 months that the Discord has been up, let's put it that way. But yeah, I think we hit 300, almost 300 now. Which is pretty crazy now.
With like a spam bot purge too. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. I might have to do that again, but I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, come join the Discord. Come talk. I think we're all pretty active there, and I would love a server that sort of runs itself where I don't have to do anything. So that's good.
Yep, and if you have any suggestions as to different things you'd like us to talk about, once again, let us know in our mailbox. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Ciao.
Bye.
Okay, bye.